1 2 1 2 testing 1 2. It is, yeah. It's coming out the BA, yeah. Welcome to Mondello Park, ladies and gents. It's round 2 of the Infinite Energy ICCR Championship. That's a bit of a mouthful, isn't it? We haven't got the sunshine today, and we like sunshine in Mondello Park for 2 reasons. One, it's nice to be out in the sunshine, but secondly, we've got a solar farm now thanks to Infinite Energy, and we harvest that. It's on top of the museum over there, and it's on top of the corporate suites behind us, so we won't be getting too much today. Yesterday we needed the sun cream on the top of the head. We had that. It's a little bit of rain in the air, and the first race, of course, is the biggest grid of the weekend, as it always is, the STT Safety Fiesta Z-Tech. I'm joined here by Neil Murphy from STT Safeties. We're going to be all serious like we're business associates, but actually we're buddies. Neil, we were just talking before we went on air about how the initial deal happened 3 years ago.
Yeah, I'm still trying to work that out, Leo. I do remember maybe there was a bit of alcohol involved, and there was a decision made by you, and I was told I was getting involved, and 3 years later I'm still here and loving it, to be honest with you.
You're a bit of a daddy to them all in the paddock, aren't you? You run around looking after them, you put stickers on cars, you're practically class coordinator as well as sponsor, Neil.
Well, practically is a good word, but like, to be fair, they turn out the cars themselves well, so it's nice to keep them well stickered up, and they, you know, once you give them a little bit of love, they enjoy that. They get out and enjoy the track. Once they don't have to do the stuff behind the scenes, if I can do that for them, makes a racing day a bit easier for them.
Well, it certainly makes our job easier in the ICCR, and my job easier because my company promotes and runs the championship, so it's a great bit of fun. The class is great. I've got some really experienced drivers, but I know you're a big fan of the novices and the rookies.
Yeah, I just think it's a great option for a rookie to come out. I mean, it's there's no such thing as cheap motorsport, but it is a cheap alternative to get into motorsport. And to be fair, last year some of the rookies came up, and so we had one in Jason O'Connell last year, came up and won a race overall, which was great. But it gives an opportunity for them to see what it's racing is above. We have a guy like Eric Holstein back out with us today, which is great to see. A long time racing driver in Mondello. He's at the back of the grid due to technical issues earlier on, but let's see what happens. But good race for everybody ahead.
And of course, you're bringing them all on holidays this year, Neil. You don't do every round at Mondello Park. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, last year we went to Anglesey in Wales, and it was a huge success. There was a little bit of people weren't sure whether they wanted to go or not, but a lot of people want to go. We're going over for the August Bank Holiday weekend. It's a great weekend had by all over there. Great racing, and maybe a few bevies in behind that.
You're already booked with your camper and everything on the ferry.
Well, as you know, Leo, I like to be early, so like I probably booked it in November last year as soon as you told me we were going. I've kind of been encouraging everybody to book early because there's a few deals on the boat, so you know we'll get them over early, get them booked in. We're heading over on Thursday the first, testing Friday, racing Saturday, racing Sunday.
Yeah, we join with the Scottish Fiestas and the Scottish teams. We were very proud of the Irish classes and the Fiestas last year. They looked great and they performed really, really well.
Oh, we do. They do perform very well, and we always prove ourselves as good racing drivers from Ireland. They're always afraid of us when we come over, so we always put up a good show.
In the bar and on the track.
Definitely in the bar, and maybe on the track as well, yeah.
Great stuff. What about today? We've got Alan Dawson on pole position, but Holstein right at the back. Do you think he can make his way to the front?
Like, it's a difficult from right at the back, but no better man to come up the inside. You know what I mean? I do expect him to come up. I mean, they'll always say when we come to the second race, the top six is reversed. So I say Eric has his sights on top six to get number 6 to be full for the second race. So it will be very interesting to watch.
Personally, I'd say you're spot on there. Like, Eric will be all casual and saying he's having a bit of fun. He's down there with Mick Leonard cracking jokes, but he'll have done the sums. He knows exactly what he needs to do.
I don't believe there's any fun when you're out on the track. There's all fun in the paddock, but once they're out on track, it's a totally different story.
So if you wanted to go racing Fiesta Z-Techs, Neil, how much would you get a car for one of these? If you'd say there's people watching at home on the stream now and they're thinking, I want to have a go.
Like, I think a good car is between 4,000 and 5,000 euros. There is a lot of work. You can buy a base car and build it yourself, but there are a lot of cars. There is a few cars out for sale.
Speaking of cars, I'm going to have to stop you there. I'm a little bit Cilla Black, Eamon Andrews here. I've got a bit of a surprise for you, Neil. My company runs this championship, and you've been a wonderful sponsor for the last 3 years. So we decided to buy you a little bit of a present. And if you want to swing it around there, this is your new van. Stop. Ian Brady, so we want you to lead them around. So you're going to bring them around in the warm-up lap.
No way.
Get into it there. So great stuff, Neil Murphy. It kind of suits him, doesn't it? There he goes, Neil Murphy from STT Safety. Brilliant stuff. So he's going to lead them around on the warm-up lap and the formation lap to the grid in his brand new express delivery STT Safety van with flashing lights, Ian Beattie alongside. So fantastic stuff. Hopefully he'll keep it on the track, Neil. So great stuff. Neil's been sponsoring the class now for, I think this is year 4, and he's just absolutely a wonderful sponsor. He's a great commercial partner, Mondello Park, and as you can see, he's great crack. So delighted to be able to do something like that for him, and it adds a little bit of fun to the occasion. So I'm going to leg it and get back up to my commentary to do some live commentary on this race. Neil is going to lead them around, and as you can see, fantastic grid of STT Safety. Z-Tech. There's Alan Dawson on pole. Watch out for Holstein right at the back. Small technical issues in the commentary box here. We're good to go. Great clear picture there. Infinite Energy, ICCR ready to go. It's Alan Dawson on pole position. Young Dave Maguire alongside him. Then McGovern and Andy Kavanagh on row 2. Car's beautifully turned out. Watch out for William Kellett on row 3. And Jason O'Connell, but right at the back. Can't see it, it's out of shot. There you are, the Nace Court Hotel, the NCH car on the left, the black car with the Daedalow yellow bumpers. Eric Holstein, he has won the Punto Abarth Cup, the Irish Touring cars, the Seat Super Cups. He's won on an international level in TCR cars. He's a highly talented driver. He won't be staying at the back for too long, watch out for him. The Rookie Cup, of course, as well, is being competed for in this race, so we'll keep an eye on that, see where the rookies are. There's your grid. So Alan Dawson and Paul Maguire alongside. Away they go. Maguire gets the nose ahead and Dawson comes back at him. Very little in it as they head under the BMW bridge down towards turn 1. Dawson has it though, in nice and late in the brakes. Maguire tucks in behind him. McGovern, Kavanagh on the outside. Where's Holstein? Oh, there he is. He's passed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cars. Holstein has passed by the time they get down to turn 1. So great stuff. They're to Campion corner now and heading out towards turn 3, down towards turn 3. It's Maguire in second, McGovern in third, Kavanagh in fourth. So great stuff. Then it is William Kellett. Said he had a problem in qualifying this morning. He's had a go at that, and it's all fixed apparently. There's Holstein again down the inside of Kelsey Kirby. Up another place, Holstein on a massive charge here. Started 24th, I think. We'll see where he crosses the line, but it is Dawson leading now. Maguire, McGovern, Kavanagh, Kellett and Jason O'Connell, last year's rookie champion. Oh, Mick Keogh getting into it there with, who's that in front of him? They're all over the place. Everybody's having a go. There's Kellett down the inside of Kavanagh. Looked like he had the job done, but Andy Kavanagh didn't agree and slammed the door shut. They're all streaming to. Is that Holstein? It is. He's more than halfway up the pack. Eric Holstein on an absolute flyer here. We did say that was going to happen, but I didn't expect it to be this quick as they go by us. Holstein started 24th and he goes by in 10th place. 14 places in one lap for Eric Holstein. Watch him on the right of the screen, down the outside on the brakes again. So it's Dawson, Maguire, McGovern, Andy Kavanagh, William Kellett, Jason O'Connell, Mick Keogh, Sam Doyle, the top rookie, James Byrne and Eric Holstein as they go by us. So Dawson looked like he was getting away, but Maguire now definitely balancing the gap, if not closing it, as they head out towards the double apex right-hander, turn 3. Great footage here. McGovern there, having borrowed this car from Alex Denning this morning. Problems with his car, they couldn't trace. Holstein's definitely up another place. I think that Sam Doyle is next on his list. Down into the main arena again by the Beacon Hospital signage on the inside. Maguire closer again, almost within striking distance here. He'd be looking to have a go perhaps up the inside into the final corner. Classic Mondello Park overtaking manoeuvre into Southside Motor Factory's corner. Oh, Dawson sees it coming and covers the inside. That should slow him a little bit on the exit. Doesn't really though, carries the speed well, massively experienced. Dawson racing here since 1988 at Mondello Park, so he knows his way around, to put it mildly. We're looking out for Holstein, who's side by side on the main straight with Sam Doyle, that is. Doyle on the inside, Holstein on the outside. That's taking him a few laps and that's allowing the leaders to get away just a little bit. James Byrne right in with them. He's the rookie champion from 2 years ago. So Holstein finding it a little bit harder to negotiate his way past these guys. Look at this. Here comes McGovern with a massive run. He's gone by Maguire and he's side by side right round the outside of Alan Dawson, but he won't get it turned in there surely. And Maguire tries to get back down the inside. They're all giving each other racing room. It's wonderful to see McGovern all over the curbs on the way out as Mick Keogh tries to catch on to this leading group. So Dawson not able to get away just yet. Anyway, McGovern looking very quick. He got a great run out of turn 1 and got a run down the outside, and Maguire almost took the lead. In fact, he did briefly lead. So Holstein up from 24th to 8th place now. And he has got by Doyle in the background. That's crucial. We watch out for his pace now that he's got a clear track ahead. He did that one beautifully. So McGovern, the man on the move, up to 2nd place, but Maguire trying hard in the yellow H car to get back past him. McGovern closes the door though as they go by. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cars for the lead. Dawson, McGovern, Maguire, Kavanagh and Kellett. Jason O'Connell in there too, 6 cars. As Kellett has another stab at Kavanagh down the inside. Holstein now clear of Sam Doyle. Mick Keogh will be next on the shopping list, but the gap is pretty big. He had a couple of slow laps there trying to battle through. Fastest lap is to William Kellett. At the end of this group, 5th place, William, a former champion in this class, highly talented young driver from Kells in County Meath. He had brake problems this morning in qualifying, thinks he has them sorted, but let's see how far up he can move. 6th place, of course, as Neil Murphy told us at the start of this one, is crucial because we reversed the top 6 for race 2. So Alan Dawson last year was a master at that. He was never really at the front. Well, he wasn't the front, but he wasn't on the ultimate race. He was very good at getting a good front row position for race 2. And then I got a couple of wins from doing that, but outright pace for him today. Stuck it on pole position, looking comfortable out front now in relative terms. In Z-Tech terms, that's a comfortable lead. Holstein's getting away from Sam Doyle, but I don't know, is he going to get up to this lead group before the end? A big Wanguli down the inside from William Kellett, last at late breakers. And Kavanagh gave him room, but sat around the outside. Big squeeze on the main straight, but I think Kellett's got that job done. Headlights ablaze, he's on the inside. He is. Kavanagh on the outside, and that's going to put Andy Kavanagh back a place in the miles plus car. Kellett late on the brakes. Jason O'Connell has a look down the inside as well, and Kavanagh could get boxed out. It happens in Z-Tecs. You get boxed out, you get 1, 2 or 3 cars down the inside. I think he could lose a 2nd place here behind us. We'll see when the shot widens out. But it is Dawson leading at the minute with 9 minutes and 44 seconds to go. Up to the final corner now. Dawson heavily defensive because McGovern had a run at him, but as we said, Dawson's been around here once or twice, to put it mildly. He had that covered and he still carries speed on the way out, which is good stuff. McGovern gets a little bit of a run at him though, and they're almost bumper to bumper going by us. Fastest lap is still to William Kellett on 11.2, which pole position was 11.1, so that is a quick lap early on by Kellett as he tries to close down the leading trio. We're having a look around the outside of McGovern now. The 2 young lions, the 2 young cubs clawing at each other while the elder statesman is out front, so they'll need to leave each other alone. Alan Dawson will inch away if he gets a chance at all. So Dawson, McGovern, Maguire, the top 3. Then William Kellett, Jason O'Connell, Andy Kavanagh, Mick Keogh and Eric Holstein. Holstein 11.5. He's kind of matching the leaders, but not closing them down. So Holstein really needs to get another 2 places, and that's going to be very difficult because you've got to catch Mick Keogh and then get up to Andy Kavanagh, and they've pulled well ahead of those early laps. McGovern very racy looking here, right on the bumper of Dawson now as they come round the SS2 Nordic Spirit corner. The fast, flat out 3rd gear, 2nd bit of the S, and as soon as they come out of there, Dawson swerves to the right. That'll hurt his front tyres a little bit, but he won't care. He wants to defend his position. McGovern making him work for it. Last minute stab down the inside. They both let the cars run right out to the exit curb there. Maguire sitting behind with a grandstand view of all this, looking for a run at both of them, but it's 1, 2, 3 absolutely together crossing the line. Classic Fiesta Z-Tech racing here at Mondello Park. Fastest lap now to McGovern, 11.1, and that is 3/10 quicker than Alan Dawson, so McGovern absolutely flying. But he's just got one small problem, Alan Dawson, in his way, and placing the car everywhere that McGovern wants to put it. So still 7.5 minutes to run in this one, half distance. Dawson's still holding the lead. The leading rookie is Sam Doyle. Toby Maguire, who's leading the rookie championship, is 2nd rookie, and Jordan Flanagan going nicely is the 3rd rookie. Side by side in the back as Jason O'Connell gets a run up out of turn 3 at Andy Kavanagh. Back down towards the S's again. Oh, very late in the brakes, McGovern. You can see the front of the car dipping. They run a standard shock, these cars, and just a lowering spring, no adjustments allowed. Keeps the cost way down, and the cars do actually handle really well. They're on Nankang tyres, sticky track day tyre, so they're pretty low maintenance. And as Neil said, you can get into this class pretty cheaply. Maguire trying to get high and wide on the way into Southside to get a run up the inside on the way out. And I think he might have done it this time. That's good stuff from Maguire. He's using the head there. He might even get a nod of approval from Luke O'Hara. He has done it, nicely executed there by Maguire. Did his overtaking on the exit of that corner. Fantastic stuff as they head down towards turn 1. So now the LOH JMC car is up to 2nd place. And let's see what they can do. William Kellett suddenly has arrived on the scene in 4th place. So Dawson will be loving this in his mirror. He wants a scrap behind him to keep the boys busy, give them a little bit of a break. McGuire having a bit of a look. Lets the car run nice and wide, which is a peculiar Z-Tech line around Mondello. Normally you stay tight, not so much on these cars. They have an excess of grip. Look at McGuire, lets the car run out and then right to the inside. Dawson almost in the pit lane, he's defending that much. Now it's McGovern's turn to have a go, but he's been wrong-footed there on the way in, and William Kellett spotted that, but doesn't manage to do anything about it on that occasion. Flat out across the start-finish line now. It's so close. These Z-Techs do give us great entertainment. Almost 3 abreast on the brakes. Down into turn 1 now, and McGuire gets alongside. McGovern not in a position to take advantage. Just as I say it, he does get up alongside. This is what Dawson needs now. The two boys side by side will compromise them slightly coming through here, but McGovern is happy to sit round the outside. Great little driver, Sean McGovern. He goes really well in these Fiestas, and he's side by side with McGuire. They're the two real finds in this class in recent years. Second generation racers. Oh, William Kellett down the inside. McGuire just slams the door. Not at the moment, William. I'm a little bit busy here, he says, but it's a legitimate enough dive by Kellett, who gets round the outside. I think Kellett's going to get this done, you know, but McGuire will surely try and sit round the outside of the S's. The rain is coming down now. It's not reflecting in lap times just yet, but there's a little bit of drizzle on the window. Yeah, McGuire sits round the outside, hoping to still have it for turn 2, which he does do, and he takes the place back, but that slowed them right down. And Andy Kavanagh's next up. Mick Keogh not too far away either. Mick Keogh's car absolutely immaculate. The Dunnigan Motorworks car has done loads of work on that car. It's prepared probably as well as any saloon car in the paddock. It's absolutely beautiful. And Mick has been working hard, doing a little bit of training over the winter as well. And it's showing in his results and his pace. And now he's latched onto this lead group, which he will be absolutely delighted with. There's Holstein all the way from the back. Holstein in 8th place now from 24th on the grid, but he's not making any more progress. He's inching towards these guys, and this battle will probably bring him a little bit closer again. But the big one here, remember, is 6th place with 3 minutes 50 seconds to go. Great battles all the way down the grid. Side by side rookies on the main straight here, but this is where the main battle is. Dawson, McGovern, McGuire, Kellett, Kavanagh, O'Connell and Keogh. Time's gone out a little bit now. 11.8 for the leader, 11.9 for McGovern. McGuire is slow on 13, but that's because he was battling with Kellett. It's allowed Andy Kavanagh in the Miles Plus car, another car that looks immaculate, with a little bit marked after the last day. Looks really well now, comes out of the S's, right to the outside. Holstein still pushing McGovern last minute, high and wide. You make the driver in front of you defend, and then you try and get the later apex and get on the power a little bit earlier, but Dawson seems to be able to contain them on the run up to that corner, but still carries speed on the way out. So using all of his many years of experience here to hold on out front. Dawson's car was involved in a major prang here at the last meeting. Looked like it was written off, but well done to Mickey Larkin and Shelley, who did a super job, and I saw some of it on social media, and they've done major surgery on that car, and they're being repaid here with a Sterling drive out front, because the car looks absolutely brand new, and Dawson leading well. McGovern just 3/10 off him. Last time round, it looks like it's down to a 2-horse race now with 2.5 minutes to go. Again, Dawson centre of the road. McGovern tries to go high and wide. Should be quicker on the exit, but Dawson does get a good exit. Not so much this time, and Dawson has to swerve to the inside because he saw McGovern coming with a mighty run on the exit of the corner there, but Dawson gets to the inside to guard that. Minute 44 to go. We'll have one more lap after this one, I would imagine. Oh, there's McGovern down the inside. Cracking move on the brakes. That was just last at late breakers. He's gone wide though, and Dawson's just taking it back on the exit. That was a cracker of a move. Dawson, in fact, I think once he saw it coming, went out a little bit wide, got on the brakes, came across the back of him. But it's not often you see a move down into turn 1. You'd think it would be, but it's not really a classic overtaking place at Mondello Park. Nobody told McGovern, and I don't think that's going to be the last move. 1 minute 15 seconds to go. Dawson or McGovern, who's it going to be? In fact, McGuire's coming back at them here. Then Kellett and Kavanagh. Holstein still matching the leaders for pace, but that gap just too big. But the leaders coming around the S. McGuire almost close enough to get back into it. He is, in fact, as they come back towards us. Now watch this. McGovern will surely do the same again. Yep, high and wide. Almost had a go, but didn't. Now he's looking to be quicker on the way out. He has got that run on the way out. Dawson being a little bit economical, doesn't use all the track. McGovern uses all the track, all the curb, and carries the pace, and he's all over the back of Dawson now. There's dust being kicked up on the inside as they start their final lap. 2 kilometres to go for the opening Zetecs Safety Solutions race of the weekend. This time Dawson knows what's happening, keeps it covered. McGovern says, I'll have a look down the outside. Dave McGuire says, how are you? 3rd place there, almost has a look up the inside. And this is going to be a belter of a final lap through Campion Corner, named after the late John Campion now. 3rd gear in these Fiestas. They really get up quite a speed here, and they don't break at all for the first apex. A touch of a lift perhaps back on the power then for this first bit of turn 3, and once again Dawson's holding the inside. McGovern's looking down the inside. Dawson has it covered. That slows them all down a little bit, and the train arrives behind them again. Just 3 corners between Dawson and victory here. Round 3 of the championship. He didn't score at all in the first meeting, so that'll put him back in the reckoning. You can drop rounds of course in the championship. So Dawson it is as Kellett has a look up the inside of Dave McGuire. Good hard driving in this one, but no barging around at all. They've given each other racing room. Oh, very late defence there from Dawson coming out of the S's as McGovern gets the run of them again. Kellett's up the outside on the brakes with the headlights on, trying to go right round the outside of Dave McGuire now for 3rd place. It's a drag race to the line. It looks like it's going to be Alan Dawson. Indeed it is. He's withstood all the pressure on the run down to the line. There we go. Surely he can't give out about that one, Alan Dawson. Then he takes the checkered flag. McGovern 2nd, McGuire 3rd, Kellett 4th, Andy Kavanagh 5th, Jason O'Connell, Mick Keogh, Eric Holstein, and Sam Doyle wins the rookies in 9th place. James Byrne completes the top 10. Then it's Josh Brown, a good run, Eduardo Gonzaga, Toby McGuire 2nd in the rookies, Kelsey Kirby, Mick McCardle, Jordan Flanagan, another rookie, Keith Lenihan, David Bradley, Adam O'Mahony, Mark Daly, Alex McCannon, Liv Corcoran, all crossing the line there. Great stuff. And what a cracking saloon race from the Zetecs Safety Fiesta Z-Tech Championship. Personally, I'd just like to thank a few people for that presentation we did with Neil Murphy. I bought the car, and Ulick Burke from the Tyre Brigade in Athlone and Cathal Ward were absolutely fantastic help to me sourcing the car. It's really, really clean Fiesta Z-Tech, which can be hard to find. Our friends in Fish Graphics liveried the car and did an absolutely superb job on that car inside a day, and we got the car back on Friday evening. So thank you to everybody who helped. Car down here, and Neil Murphy is a happy man, so we'd probably get him to lead them round for race 2 later on today. So let's have a look at the results, provisional results of that one. Somebody must have done a headlight or an indicator, because I see a marshal running out to sweep it up. There you go, provisional results, 13 laps completed. Alan Dawson takes the win. Sean McGovern, a great drive to 2nd place. McGuire right in there 2 and 3rd, and then William Kellett, who looked like he had a bit of pace there towards the end. Andy Kavanagh, Jason O'Connell, who was last year's rookie, Mick Keogh, Eric Holstein, Sam Doyle, and James Byrne. And that is your top 10 for the opening race of the ICCR here at Mondello Park. So next up at the Infinite Energy ICCR at Mondello Park is the Irish touring cars, the fastest saloon cars here. And, they're very, very quick. One of them under the minute in qualifying this morning. Just looking for my grid sheet. Yeah, Cian Walsh, incredible stuff. 59.4 this morning. It is Honda Civic to take pole position. Rob Savage, the reigning champion, alongside him, but he is having a problem with the car. It's going into limp mode. Then it's Owen Drought, the Ross Cray garage man in the Golf. The lone Golf taking on all the Hondas. There's the Golf down below us, and there's your grid. Walsh on pole position. Look at that time, 59.439. It's very quick to get a saloon car around here under the minute. Rob Savage has problems in that beautiful Campbell Motorsport built Honda Accord. Then Owen Drought in the Golf GTI. Stuart Curran alongside him, 62.7. And it's Ian Stryker next up, 149. Alongside him is Colin Morris. Then it is David Ryan and David McMinn, and then Michael Clune, known to us many moons ago from racing Fiats here at Mondello Park. Great to see him back out, and Ryan Stryker alongside him. And the last row is Oisin Clune, Michael Sun, and Robert Doherty, who did a bit of Irish touring cars and then went, I think, won the championship possibly in Future Classics last year. Another Ross Cray man. That's the black Civic there, right at the back with the big back wing. I think he had problems in qualifying. I'm not sure if he did too many laps. Weaving around, they're running full slick tyres, not like the track day tyres, the semi-slicks that the Fiestas are on. Slicks are wet, so you can run here. In fact, you can run any tyres you want. So getting ready to go now. A lot of horsepower on the grid. These guys work hard on their cars. I'm involved in their WhatsApp group, and they really do have the cars in bits during race. A lot of hard work, blood, sweat and tears goes into these cars. And great to see them lined up and looking so well. It's a class that's come on well. They were well down into very small numbers last year. They've worked really hard to get some new names out there, and it's great to see them as well. Watch out for Cian Walsh on pole, but Rob Savage with an alleged 400 horsepower in that Integra on the outside the front row. Owen Drought gets a run of them both in the Golf now on the way down towards turn one. Look at that grid of cars. They look fantastic. It is Cian Walsh who just holds off Savage on the way down to turn one. Drought in third place. Savage leading the championship from Owen Drought now. First two making a break. Owen Drought's Golf is probably quickest car in a straight line. He's had terrible problems sorting out the handling of it. It tends to get a lot of body roll and a lot of understeer. And he's been playing around with it, lowering it down. He's got narrower tyres on so he can run the car a bit lower. Because if he could get that car to handle, I think he would really be a big trouble for the boys. And look at that. The drifting is on the loop, not on the national circuit today, Cian Walsh. But that was beautifully held. An absolute cracking four-wheel drift. No opposite lock, just kept it pinned. foot to the bulkhead, and Cian Walsh pulls it back. That, ladies and gentlemen, is car control at its finest with cold rear tyres. But Rob Savage sees that and tries to move in on him. Now Savo should have plenty of straight line speed. That beautiful Honda Intake. First two cars, in fact, are both beautifully presented. They look fantastic. Somebody down the inside, Curran, I think, down the inside of Drought there. Goes in a bit wide, and Drought tries to get a switch back and comes back at him on the straight. Moving around that Golf incredibly quick in a straight line as they go by 1, 2, 3 and 4. The Golf just motors up beside the DC5 Integra now. Doesn't quite get the job done though. And he's back to 4th place. It's Flynn, that is, in fact, going nicely. Flynn is in a touring class, so shouldn't be up with these super touring cars, but he's just got by one of them and he's got his sights on the 2 leaders, I think, here. If Savo starts having a go at Cian Walsh, he'll be up there like a flash. Irish touring cars, sponsored by Precision Tint and Graphics. That's Jay O'Reilly's company. Do a lot of wraps and graphics on cars, and they certainly do a great job. A lot of the cars in the paddock have been treated to their treatment in County Meath as the first 3 come down absolutely together. Owen Drought dropping back a little bit. Car can be a little bit hard on its tyres as well, that Golf, so he's having a tough season with it. But it generally does get to the finish, where some others have had problems. Some of the really quick Hondas up the front have had problems during the year, but it's very close stuff. Look at Savage trying to get a clean run. You can almost see it, trying to get the lock off, square off the corner and use all that power, and here he comes. But it's not really working, is it? He's right on the back bumper, but he's no sign of him pulling out to get alongside as they go down the main straight. He does in the braking zone at the end of the straight, but they're very equally matched. That said, our speed trap shows him 4 kilometers an hour faster, 163.8 as opposed to 159.2. Owen Drought 163.1, so similar to Savage. Drought usually clearly quickest on the speed trap, but not so much today. He's matching the quickest of the Hondas though. Is it down at turn 3, right into that inside curve, up over the inside curve, almost upsetting the car. Flynn in 3rd, Drought in 4th, that's Stuart Cullen, Corlin Morris, David McMinn, Ian Stryker, Rob Doherty up a couple of places, then Oisin Clune and Ryan Stryker. We're missing Michael Clune in the little CRX. That's gone missing from our lap charts. Here they come down the straight, and Cian Walsh has made a bit of a break. Owen Drought looks like he could come under attack there from Colin Morris, I think that is. No, Stuart Curran and Colin Morris right with him. In fact, he has to go defensive there on the brakes. Mark 5 Golf GTI. Oh, Cian Walsh beginning to get away. I think Savo's car is, wonder is it acting up? No, maybe not. In fact, it's fastest lap by Cian Walsh. Maybe he's just dropped the hammer. He was a minute 0.6 as opposed to 101.2 for Savage. Then Savage right back up at him here. We've seen on a couple of occasions the Honda tends to falter and then get going again. Happened here at the first Mondello meeting. Look how much he's lost from the small run down from the, yeah, it's definitely gone some sort of a problem. I think he was saying the car was running, once it got running warm, the ECU thought it was overheating and was turning it off practically. That's what's happened here. That's such a shame. The reigning champion Rob Savage slowing down. That puts Flynn to 2nd and Drought back up to 3rd. Drought, in fact, almost looking on the brakes down the inside of the white Integra. That's a good battle though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cars in that. They're all over the back of the Golf until it comes to the straight, and it just eases away. Yeah, there we are. Fastest through the speed trap now is Owen Drought, 164.3 as opposed to Cian Walsh at 159.2. Just doesn't like the twiddly bits too much. Fastest lap to Ian Stryker. Ian Stryker fastest lap. He's back down in 6th place and he's done a minute 0.4, 2/10 faster than the leader. So great stuff. It's a 3-way battle now. It's a 4-way battle actually going down into the second bit of turn 3. This is where the Golf suffers. So it is definitely better than it was at the first ICCR meeting. We saw it there, couldn't get near the apex, load of body roll and lifted the inside rear wheel. And it does look more settled now. Certainly probably needs a little bit more work. So through the left and the right now. Drought looking for 2nd place here. That's Michael Clune back out, number 15. A Honda CRX has had a lot of work done to it since we saw it out last time. New kart was here at Mondello Park. A little bit of wind picking up here at Mondello. No rain at the moment. A little bit gloomy as Drought has a go on the main straight. Pulls out down the outside, gets the job done. Can he do it on the brakes? He can. Old Drought moves up to 2nd place. Very late on the brakes in the left-hand drive Golf. Down the outside there. Gets it done and goes through Campion corner. He says a very easy car to drive in terms of the actual driving. It's a DSG box, 2 pedals, as he says, stop and go. but I do think if they can get that car handy, they've worked on it at home in the garage in Roscrea. I know Ferguson himself have been at that car, and they did manage to get narrower tyres and lower the front of it. It's obviously paying dividends because it's going nicely here. It's not on the ultimate pace, but he's got down to a 61.6 last time around. That's a lot quicker than he went in qualifying. In fact, that is matching the leader's time now, so Trout really getting going in the golf in second place. I don't think he's going to catch Cian Walsh at this stage, but certainly the gap isn't opening. He's leaving those Hondas behind. He has had issues with, I don't want to jinx it, he has had issues with brakes overheating before in the car, so let's see, because we've still got 8 minutes 45 to go here. It's a long race as he comes out onto the main straight now in second place. So it's Cian Walsh leading from Owen Trout, David Flynn, Stuart Curran, Colin Morris, Ian Stryker flying. Still fastest lap to him, 1:04, but he's gone out to a 103 that time round. Trout's gone quicker again, 101.512 does a personal best. I think that's probably as quick as he's gone in that car. Flynn trying to hang on to him. Flynn a little bit slower last time round, but certainly quicker in certain places. This is an interesting battle. Down to turn 3. This is where he struggled so badly last time, and there it is again. Just doesn't get to the apex at all. Really wide. And that'll slow him coming up the hill. It should allow the Integra alongside. It does. They come down towards us. To the left-hander. Tries to sit around the outside, David Flynn. I think he's going to get it done if he can just stay there for the right-hander. Trout's going to sit around the outside for they're brave men, but they're giving each other, as we said in the Z-Techs, a little bit of racing room. It's always good to see it, and that's allowed Curran up the inside. It's cost Trout 2 places. It's close racing in the Irish touring cars as they stream through Southside Motor Factor's corner and out onto the straight. They got to watch their mirrors here, both of them, because the golf, we know how quick it is in a straight line, but they got a great exit there, so he's not going to get up to them just yet. That's a lot slower, that lap from Trout at 103.6. He's done a 61.5 on the previous lap. So Curran there gets up on the inside curb at Campion Corner. 7 minutes to go. Oh, back out of the golf. Let's go on, Trout. Well held. That looked like it was gone around, didn't it? Same thing again. He's an ex-rally man, just kept it pinned and it came back. But that was a bit sudden, and it's unusual for that to happen with heat in the rear tyres and in a touring car or any front-wheel drive car. You get that on the warm-up lap and you get it in the opening laps. But for it to break away like that, it's looking decidedly uncomfortable now as he gets a clip from, that's 58, Colin Morris. He manages to drive away in a straight line, but the golf is looks like it's playing up a little bit again around the corners, doesn't it? Looks decidedly uncomfortable now at this stage. It just shows there is pace in it though. For a couple of laps, 2 laps there, he was as quick as anybody on track, but he's dropping back now as the 2 white Integras battle away on the way down to turn 3. That's Stuart Curran, David Flynn and Stuart Curran. That's for second place overall. Flynn also leading the touring class. It's the first of these cars. Nice run through there. Golf next up now in 4th place, but we'll get points for 3rd place in Super Touring. Just under 6 minutes to go in this one. There's Cian Walsh. We haven't seen him for a few laps. Well out in front. He's backed off a little bit to a 61.2. Up a little bit of dust at the apex there, but even doing that, Curran gets a run on him and drives alongside and gets it done. I'm not sure if there's a misgear there for Flynn, but there's certainly a big speed difference on the run down to turn 3. Flynn's not happy, tries to have a look down the inside. There is a gap there. He's been given a little bit of room, but he'll be on the wrong side coming back up the hill now. And in fact, I think Curran's car slightly quicker there. It just draws ahead again, even though I think Flynn had the run. 2 white Integras, you can hear them distinctive sound from those cars screaming their heads off through the S's, through Bridgestone. Look at this battle behind them. Owen Trout under massive pressure from Colin Morris and Ian Stryker, and a big lunge down the inside. Great move from Flynn, takes the place back. Can he hold on to it on the straight? I think he can. Look at Owen Trout, he's got his 2 arms out holding these cars back behind him. Out onto the main straight though, and the Golf picks up its skirts again. Just so quick in a straight line, that car. And down to the first corner, he has to cover the inside line again. He's got a long way to go, 4.5 minutes still to go in this one. Drought again through Campion corner. Down to the double apex right-hander. Gets the car stopped. Still can't get it into that first apex. It's just the tires go off of the brakes. It's interesting stuff though. It looks like a little bit of a handful, but did look very good for a lap or two, as we said. He's just hanging on in front of those two. Remember that red, the beautifully turned out red Integra with the big wing, the third of these cars has fastest lap overall. And that's Ian Stryker. Not a super touring car, touring class, but he's very, very quick. He's just got a little bit of traffic in his way. Oh, big look down the inside, contact. Oh no, into the quarter panel and around they go. Territorial dispute. They both have all their wheels on. They're still pointing the right direction, so they should be able to get going here. Stryker's front bumper has come loose, though. I was just saying how immaculate the car was. The commentator's curse. He's pulling it well offline. That's good stuff from him. Just keep it well out of the way. There will be yellows, stationary yellows, so no overtaking at the final corner. Drought ahead of Stuart Curran somehow. Well, that happened out of our view. Not sure what the story is there. Just 3 minutes to run in this one now. It's Walsh from Flynn. There's Flynn all on his own. As Drought comes down into the S's, let's have a look at that incident again up at Southside Motor Factor's corner. Green flag's been waved to show them that they are all clear. There it is, down the inside. We're only getting the end of it there, really. But a lunge down the inside by Stryker and the door closed. We're going to look at it again. Possibly. No? We're thinking about it. Oh, back to live action. That is Flynn, who's in second place. Drought up to third place now. So Curran obviously has hit problems. Here it is again. There's the lunge down the inside behind them. You can't really see it with the Golf. It looks like he's up the inside, but then the Civic looks... Yeah, it's hard to tell. I don't think that was malicious. I think Morris might have been trying to get down the inside of Drought at the same time there. So just a territorial dispute. It's not good to see two cars coming together, but it certainly wasn't a gouge into the quarter panel or anything like that. So one of the cars at least still running. Cocking an inside wheel in the air there is Stuart Curran, who's back to fourth place now. And in fact, Colin Morris, despite that, might be able to grab fourth place off him in the closing stages. Less than 2 minutes to run in this one now as the Integra comes down into the S's and being chased by the Civic. There's Drought all on his own again. Maybe he can do laps when he hasn't got other cars around him and doesn't have to defend. The car still doesn't look perfectly comfortable on the way out there. A little bit of a swerve to stay away from the curb as they come back towards us. Well, Drought a second quicker than the second place man. He's coming back from the dead here. He's done a 2.4 and it's a 3.4 for David Flynn in front with probably 2 laps to go, a lap and a half now. I wonder can Drought get up there? There's nobody touching Cian Walsh. It's only doing a textbook race. Unfortunately, we're missing Rob Savage. He's the championship leader. So down into the S's. He's 1 inch perfect all the way. Drives that car superbly. We saw his car control on cold tyres on the opening lap, and he has not put a foot wrong here. Still pushing well. Hasn't gone near his qualifying times now. He doesn't need to really. He's backed off just a little bit. 37 seconds to go. The checkered flag is ready, but we're not going to wave it. They're going to let them run for one more lap. So Walsh starts his final lap. .61.9 for him that time. Flynn has responded with a 2.8. 2.7 for Drought. Takes another tenth out of him, but it's not going to be enough. There's gap is down to just under 3 seconds, but he's not going to do 3 seconds inside a lap, barring disaster. Here comes our leader, pole position. A bit of pressure early on from Rob Savage, and Savage dropped off. He just eased away from everybody else. Absolutely fantastic. Another car that he works so hard on, Cian Walsh. And it really looks fantastic as he comes down into the S's for the final time around Bridgestone corner and then around Nordic Spirit corner, the high-speed right-hander just about flat out in these really quick turning cars. And then up to the final corner, Southside Motor Factor's corner, late on the brakes, nice late turn in. Stands on the power, you can hear it from here, it sounds absolutely superb. There's his P1 pit board. Be delighted with that one. The checkered flag is ready, and it's a win for Cian Walsh in the Irish Touring Cars. Precision Tint and Graphics Irish Touring Cars. Great stuff from him. Oh, and Flynn's nearly caught at the top of the screen. Drought on a late race charge. So good stuff from these guys. But that's a quick lap, I think, from, or he's either a slow one from Flynn or a quick one from Drought. Yeah, out to the 64s. Drought still in the 62s. Gap was it was 2.9 seconds. It was 1.048 at the flag. So that's Walsh, David Flynn who wins the touring, and Owen Drought in third place. Then Stuart Curran, Colin Morris. Great to see him get to the line after that incident. Then David McGinn, not too far away. David McMinn, excuse me. And it should be Oisin Clune, and we're missing Ryan Stryker, so that's a shame. We're missing a couple of cars, and of course the Integra of Rob Savage. I'm sure they'll be able to plug that in and have a look at it. So we'll see if we can get that car back out for race 2 this afternoon at the Infinite Energy ICCR. We'll have a look at the provisional results now. There they are. Precision Graphics Irish Touring Cars Championship. Cian Walsh takes the win in the EP3, and the Integra of David Flynn next up. The Golf GTI of Owen Drought upholding German honour in third place and Ross Cray honour. Then it's Stuart Curran in the 2.4 Integra in fourth. Colin Morris in the Civic. This unusual Sayed Abita of David McMinn going nicely there in sixth place, and he takes third in touring. Then it's Oisin Clune in the Integra. Ryan Stryker is in a Civic. Then Ian Stryker still showing 5 laps back. And Michael Clune went missing about the same time. So great stuff from the Irish Touring Cars. Next up, it's more tin top action at Mondello Park. In a few minutes' time, we will have the Fiesta ST Championship, the Alloy Repair Centre Fiesta STs.
Square left onto the out. Yeah, that's good. Good drive. Keep going. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Rev it up, rev it up. Go there. Go, go, go. One right, immediately followed by a 5 right. Keep it left, keep it left, keep it left. Come on, come on, keep on, keep on. Keep on, keep on, keep on. Come on, come on, keep going, keep going, keep going.
So welcome back to Mondello Park, and it's the Alloy Repair Centre, Specialist Alloy Wheel Refurbishment Fiesta ST Championship. Owen Cullen, the owner of that business, and the Crash Repair Centre, both in Cookstown Industrial Estate, state-of-the-art services from him. And a little birdie that flew over Cookstown Industrial Estate tells us that he's got hold of a Fiesta ST himself, and it may have had the full treatment, almost a full restoration. So we look forward to seeing that car, because if his work is anything to go by, it'll be absolutely immaculate. Generally turned out very well, these cars, and he's involved, of course, with Ross Barnes, who's leading the championship and has taken pole position. Ross Barnes, number 44, but alongside him, massively impressive from Tim McQuaid. Tim McQuaid, known to a lot of people in the motor trade, but he's a new driver here at Mondello Park. And under the guidance of Luke O'Hara and Kevin O'Hara, he's come on really well, and he's on the front row. He was actually on provisional pole for a while this morning. And it's Brendan Fitzgerald, number 60, well up the grade, Brendan Fitzgerald. Then Cian O'Brien, the Dundalk Charger. Watch out for that young man. He's the reigning Kirkestown mini champion, and he was leading this championship last year at mid-season for a while. Then Darragh McMullen and Bobby Turley going nicely on the third row of the grid. Then Wayne Laverick and Trevor Farrar. Gordon Kellett and John Elliff, the former Carter, Chris Jones and Christopher Grimes Jr. He took a win the last time, Grimes Jr., when it rained. Marcus Hayes, son of the famous John Hayes. All the rest coming through. We'll run through them shortly, but at the back, watch out for Michael Cullen and Mark Turley. They had technical problems with their cars. They were put to the back of the grid, and they are two highly experienced hard chargers. Victor Cullen's car gave problems with qualifying, and he is also at the back. So there's going to be a little bit like Eric Holstein in the last race. Watch out for the two Beacon Hospital cars and the grey and green car of Mark Turley. That's the same Mark Turley that raced here in the 1990s in touring cars, and he's very, very quick. Getting ready to go. Great shot there from See It Live from the back of the grid. You can see the two Beacon cars, one left, one right, Victor and Michael. Away they go. And Barnes gets the best start. Fitzgerald going with him from row 2. Great grid of these cars. That's class that's coming on very strongly. 4 or 5 new cars, and we've 2 more on the way. Barnes had to go in late in the brakes because Tim McQuaid very deep in the brakes on the outside there as they all stream to turn 1. They're staying apart so far. Fitzgerald with a run around the outside of McQuaid. McQuaid fights him off, and that allows McMullen to get a run at Fitzgerald now. McMullen on the outside, Fitzgerald on the inside. Cian O'Brien right behind them. And McMullen just drives around the outside of Fitzgerald there and pulls in front of him. Moves, made that look easy. Back up the hill together. It's allowed Ross Barnes to get away. McQuaid in second, McMullen in third. Fitzgerald, O'Brien and Turley the order. McQuaid under big pressure here, stream of cars behind him, and this is allowing Ross Barnes to get away. Tim McQuaid, very inexperienced, but obviously very, very quick. Qualifying in the front row of Fiesta STs is something you don't do easily. McMullen with a big lunge down the inside takes that second place away. McQuaid doesn't turn in on top of him, just tries to fight back. Fitzgerald trying to get up the inside now. McQuaid's got enough to pull over, but he doesn't. Watching the speeds on the main straight here. McQuaid does get the door shut. Fitzgerald doesn't get it done as Bobby Turley looks down the outside of Cian O'Brien there. The younger drivers having a battle. There's your order on the left of the screen. Michael Cullen up to 10th, Victor Cullen up to 11th, Mark Turley 13th. There are 19 cars out there, I think 18 it says on the screen as they head out to turn 3. Tim McQuaid really impressing me here in the LOH Motorsport car. This is only his third ever race, and he's up with the big boys, and the standard is high in Fiesta STs. A lot of experienced drivers there. Ross Barnes really coming to the fore. He's changed car. This is the ex-Graham McDonald championship winning car, and he absolutely loves it. He said it's far more stable to drive than his older car, but he's certainly going well. He's leading the championship, and he's leading this race well out front. And that's McMullen, McQuaid, Fitzgerald, O'Brien, Turley. The 2 Beacon cars door to door in the background, the Beacon Hospital cars. So not sure who it is. It was Michael just ahead of Victor before, but Victor's on a bit of a roll lately. He took a win yesterday in Strikers. He took a win at Brands Hatch in the Lotus Cortina 2 weeks ago, so he's not having a bad run. Victor Cullen will be full of confidence. Yeah, it is Michael ahead of Victor there. Now up to 10th and 11th place respectively. Mark Turley still in P13. Missing Trevor Ferrar, are we? Oh no, he's still there. He's dropped back. Some problem for Trevor Ferrar. Parts for Cars machine, Ferrar Motors. So McQuaid and Fitzgerald now. A bit of the hops, the ST hops. They're actually a lot better at that. We've changed the front shocks in these cars. They're a higher spec gas shock than the ones that were in it, and the cars are apparently much nicer to drive. We had the ST hops. You used to see them coming down into the S's. If you came in slightly too fast at all, the car would hop and bounce and take a couple of seconds to settle up. And apparently this has transformed them. So a good upgrade. O'Brien down the inside of Turley, or Turley up the outside of O'Brien. I'm not sure which of them was ahead, but it's O'Brien has it now. 5.55. Gordon Kellan in the mix too. Great to see Gordo back on the pace. Gordon Kellan, Mark Turley and Michael Cullen. How much experience have those three guys got? They used to battle against each other in Dunlop Irish touring cars back in the 90s here at Mondello Park, as Turley has another go down the outside. Bobby Turley going nicely here. I'm sure he would have been expecting to meet his dad at some stage, but no sign of him just yet. He's still down there. He's up to 12th now. He's got ahead of Marcus Hayes. So Barnes, McMullen, McQuaid, Fitzgerald, O'Brien and Bobby Turley is your top six. Great battles all the way down the grid in the Alloy Repair Centre. Fiesta STs, Barnes still leading and leading well. 6/10 in it now for McMullen. Fastest lap is to McMullen, and he was 2/10 quicker than Barnes' best. Tim McQuaid still going nicely in third. Fitzgerald in fourth, then Keane O'Brien, Bobby Turley, Gordon Kellan, Wayne Laverick, Michael Cullen now up to 9th place. Mark Turley up to 11th. Victor's dropped back to 12th place. We haven't seen much of them just yet. There's 555, the Pro Tune car of young Keane O'Brien. SWR on the side of that car. Sean Woods racing as well, remembering a great Mondello man. He's going nicely, but he's under big pressure and has been from the start from Bobby Turley, who's come on very well in these STs. And it's Gordon Kellan. None shall pass. Gordon Kellan, the ultimate man to defend around the Mondello Park National Track. Very difficult man to get by. Loves his motor racing, Gordo, and very experienced. Another guy that would have been racing since the mid-1980s. Started off in a Fiesta XR3i in production saloons, so he's still racing a Ford many years later. There's our leader, and he's been caught by McMullen now. McMullen's hazards coming on when he gets hard on the brakes. So McMullen now with the fastest lap, and the gap was down to 0.7. A few small spots of rain there with 8 minutes still to run in this one, so it's nowhere near over yet. Brendan Fitzgerald going very well. We haven't seen this pace from him before. He's in 4th place. And having a go at Tim McQuaid now, but McQuaid is defending like a pro. So it's Barnes, McMullen, McQuaid and Fitzgerald the top 4. See the rain there on the camera lens out of turn 3, and I can see out, in fact you can see it there in the shot, out over the trees, a little bit hazy looking towards the Hill of Allen. That's always our indicator at Mondello Park, and that would suggest there's a little bit more rain coming through the left-hander, through the right-hander. It's good stuff from Barnes. He's not defending, he's taking his full racing line. McQuaid perhaps closing them down a little bit as well. They're out onto the main straight now again. Barnes, McMullen, McQuaid, Fitzgerald. Nothing in it really. Cian O'Brien, Bobby Turley, Gordon Kellett, Wayne Laverick, and Michael Cullen 9th. Michael Cullen's just done a personal best, 67.1. Doesn't compare with the leaders though, it's about 3/10 off. Very unusual for Michael Cullen. He's right behind, he's just got by John a lift there. That's a brand new car John's built, he's sorting that one out. Battle on now for the lead as they come out of the S's. Here they come up the hill now together. Wipers on, so it's still drizzling a little bit. This could be a move here. Ross Barnes must have heard me. Just goes slightly to the inside to defend in the Barnes Auto House machine. McMullen uses all the road and carries better speed out and is right on the back. But you see that little jump when he grabs third gear there. Two Alloy Repair Centre cars flat out by the start-finish line. 130.7 for Ross Barnes, kilometres an hour at the start-finish line. He's late in the brakes, has to turn in a little bit early and has to cover the inside to stop McMullen taking a lunge. That will hurt his tyres just a little bit, his front tyres, as they go through Campion corner, flat out in third gear through that corner. And then all the way out to turn 3, really quick first apex. Got to balance the car through there, get off, maybe touch the brakes, then get back on the power hard for about a full second, and then try and straighten the car up and get on the brakes with no lock on before the late apex turn in to get up the hill and get as much run as you can up that hill. They're doing it to perfection. In fact, Barnes has got away just a little bit. I'm so impressed with Tim McQuaid here in third place. Absolutely cracking run. These two guys in front are far more experienced than him, and he really is staying right with them, and his times are in there too. He's well into the 60s, Tim McQuaid. So very impressive stuff from him. They've dropped Fitzgerald now in the last couple of laps. So these two absolutely together. 5 minutes still to go. It's nowhere near over just yet. Barnes looks pretty calm though. Just checking the rear view mirror there. You can see the head going upwards as he checks that just to see where McMullen is positioned. But actually he's had a good lap there and he's got away. He's fast around that lap by 4/10. McQuaid also faster than McCullen on that lap, inching up towards him. Leader beginning to get away in this one. Brendan Fitzgerald next up. Let's see where the Cullens are in the Beacon Medical cars. Michael Cullen is in 9th. Mark Turley's in 10th now. 3 seconds behind Michael Cullen. And Michael Cullen's got into the 9s, into the 6s I should say. 66.9 that time round. So Michael Cullen going quicker. Victor Cullen up to 12th now. So they are making progress. Standard very high in this class, though. You won't come charging up them too easy, but that is Cullen down the inside of Laverick to take another place. That was him up to 8th place, Michael Cullen. Fitzgerald dropping back in the last 2 or 3 laps. O'Brien is shaking off Turley in the background. And it's Gordon Kellett and Michael Cullen. How many times have we seen them battle? I wonder can Michael Cullen get up to Gordon Kellett here, because catching is one thing, but when Gordon Kellett is in the equation, passing is another thing altogether. Former Saab dealer Gordon Kellett, very successful race driver, always great crack, loves the banter, as indeed does Michael Cullen, but this won't be easy. That might be a battle worth us watching. Michael Cullen now closing down Gordon Kellett, going very quickly with Michael Cullen, beginning to make real progress here. He's inside the top 10, in fact he's up to 8th place now. That's Victor Cullen and John Elliff. Elliff late in the brakes and just elbows Victor a little bit wide. Victor tries to sit around the outside. Don't know if he can get it done for turn 2. They're heading out towards turn 3 now. That's Christopher Grimes Jr. from the famous Grimes auto testing family. His father and his uncle, very highly successful auto testers. He's done a bit himself as well. Christopher Grimes Jr. And Hayes and Jones coming through. And in fact, Michael Cullen's dealt with Gordon Kellett, who's dropped another place, so I'm not sure. We've definitely missed something there. Michael Cullen now, that will put him up to, we'll see, because they're going across the line now. The leader has certainly eked out a gap again, but Cullen on a massive charge here from mid-race on more than anything else. That's Keane O'Brien, who's well up there, and there's Michael Cullen pretty much in his rear view mirrors behind. There's Turley goes to, and there's Cullen. So Michael Cullen really having a go, and up to 7th place now, and he's done a 7 dead on that lap, even including getting by Gordon Kellett. So Cullen going nicely. He's as quick as the leaders on that lap. Be interested to see what he can do with a clear track this time round. Certainly the yellow H car is working well. That's Turley. 7/10 was the gap last time across the line for the leaders. Still the same as they come down into the S's. That's Turley, and there's Michael Cullen, the Beacon car. There's the 2 leaders both trying really hard. McQuaid's still in their mirrors in 3rd place. Late turn in from Barnes again. He doesn't look pressurised at all. He doesn't defend. He knows he's got a length or two there. A happy gap, as the drivers call it. Doesn't have to defend. Cartel.ie on that car. Barnes Auto House. Coffee to go, of course. A champion in this class, Graham McDonald, and in Sayat Super Cups, the Dublin-based coffee shop chain. New tone on the side of McMullen's car. A good late race run from the leader. He was under pressure mid-race, but he's getting away now. Maybe saved his tyres a bit early on. Just a minute to go. They will have one more lap after this one, so a lap and a half we'll say to go as they come back out of turn 3 and towards us again in the main arena. The off-camber left-hand corner now, Bridgestone. Cocks the inside rear wheel, Barnes still easing away. That's one of the Turley cars. That's Mark Turley, unfortunately, coming into the pits. He'd had a good run. He was inside the top 10, Mark Turley. But obviously a problem with that car. He's bringing it back into the paddock. It's 1, 2, 3. Still going nicely. Fitzgerald being left there in 4th place. Then it's Keane O'Brien and Michael Cullen. Clock goes down to 0. They've crossed the line, obviously, and here we are watching them on their final lap now. Down to and it's a big late race charge from Tim McQuaid. Look at him on the brakes, closing down McMullen now in the Luke O'Hara car, LOH Motorsport machine. He's right with McMullen inside this one. Barnes looks safe, 3 corners to go, but I don't think it's all over for second yet. Here comes Tim McQuaid. Through the left-hander, 2nd gear in these cars. They grab 3rd gear then as they change direction, and absolutely flat through here in 3rd gear. Just 1 corner between Barnes and victory. He will extend his championship lead in the Alloy Repair Centre Championship. There he goes. McMullen goes defensive just to be sure down the inside of the track. That might give McQuaid a run on the way out, but that's the way they're going to cross the line. Great drive by all 3 as they come down. Fergus Brennan is waving the checkered flag at a flourish of a wave for Ross Barnes, who takes the win. Dara McMullen in 2nd and Tim McQuaid in 3rd. That's Michael Cullen crossing the line all the way up to 7th place from 18th on the grid. Everybody finishing. We're missing, who are we missing? Just Trevor Farrar. No, there's Trevor Farrar. He's come back nicely at the end, actually. Mark Turley's the only non-finisher there, and he's with Murray Motorsports, so I'm sure they'll get that car sorted, and we'll see him out later on this afternoon in the ICCR. Let's have a look at the provisional results on screen here. There we go. Alloy Repair Centre Fiesta ST Championship Race 1. Ross Barnes takes the win from pole position. Dara McMullen strong drive to 2nd. Incredibly impressive drive by the rookie Tim McQuaid in 3rd. Then it's Fitzgerald, O'Brien, Turley, Michael Cullen. Great drive all the way from the back. Wayne Laverick, Gordon Kellett, and Victor Cullen gets into the top 10 in the closing stages in the 2nd Beacon medical car. Then it's John Elliff, Christopher Grimes Jr., Marcus Hayes, Chris Jones, Eric I really need to ask him, how do I pronounce his surname, don't I? And then Chris Grimes Sr., Trevor Farrar, and Mark Turley. I'm off to see if I can find Eric in the paddock and learn how to pronounce his name. So we're now going to break for lunch, at the Infinite Energy ICCR. We'll be back in about 45 or 50 minutes racing here at Mondello Park once again.
Square left onto the Yeah, that's good. Good drive. Keep going. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Rev it up, rev it up. Go there. Go, go, go. One right, immediately followed by a 5 right. Keep it in, keep it in, keep it in. Come on, come on, keep on, keep on. Keep on, keep on, keep on. Come on, come on, keep going, keep going, keep going.